Hey guys, what's up? Gonna cover TA4 for you. I actually finished all of the TA. It is, you know, it's the day after TA4 dropped. I did a 12-hour or finished TA4 first stream for a fundraiser for the homie J-Rod. If you guys missed that, you'll catch up somehow. But essentially, I was just grinding to finish TA as fast as possible. I was doing record showdown times. Honestly, it was hilarious. I was half asleep. Did 2 showdowns, one in 9 minutes and 40 seconds, one in 9 minutes and 45 seconds. It was absolutely just electric. We had a great time on stream, man. But what are we here now to do? We're here to break down all the new cards, man. Give you my thoughts on every single one. I think ranking will come out differently. A ranking video will come out differently. I'm just going to go through every card and break them down and tell you what I think about them. A lot of really solid cards in TA4. A couple really, really good ones. Really crazy cards. There's a lot of duds, too. Including the collection reward, which isn't a part of TA4, but it's dropped alongside with it, so we'll review that too, just, you know, for why not. But let's go into it. First up, Adley Rushman. The new, like, he's like a baby cap back here behind the plate. Let me look at this. 100, 110 contacts. Those are really solid, especially versus lefties. 90, 98 power. So, versus righties, he's good. He's good versus righties, but he's really solid versus lefties. 115, 103 is what you're looking at there. Plus, he's got max defense, essentially. 95 fielding, 95 blocking, 90 reaction, 94 arm. So, at parallel 5, he's got 99 fielding, arm, and block. Very nice. 56 speed. You guys can't see it, so it gets to 61 speed. Very well-rounded. The perfect height. I used him in every showdown, and he hit so many perfects for me. I love this card. Things to note about him. He does not have the pop time quirk, which is interesting. Pudge does, so that separates them defensively. Fun thing to think about. But he's got great quirks, so... definitely a must cop. I think he's a must cop. Guys, scoop up Adley. Next up, Wade Boggs. Do not sleep on Big Wade. Big Wade, 125, 117 contacts. Those are nutty. 85, 82 power. So he's got high power. So versus righties, we're looking at 125, 90 at max. 122, 87 versus lefties. That's more than good enough. He's got diamond defense at third base with a new parallel system. Excuse me. 50 speed. He plays first base too. He gets 55 speed. Wade Boggs isn't a must-have because there's cards that are just as good or better. But I really, really, really like Wade Boggs. I think you guys should try him out. His swing is lightning fast. Definitely give him a shot. Next up, the best card in TA4 by far. No comparison. Not even close. Mickey Mantle. Oh, look at his numbers, man. He's essentially 125s across the board. He's 87 fielding and center to start out. Parallel 3, he gets the diamond. He's 88 reaction, 94 arm, 92 speed. So what does that mean? At parallel 5, we're talking about a 92 fielder with a 99 arm, a 93 reaction, and 97 speed. He is the best card in the game. Cop Mickey Mantle. You need him. Let's go through the quirks. Nothing too crazy, but he's got the thing. You need him. Mickey's the best center fielder and the best card in the game, and he will probably be at the end of the game. Even Hank Aaron's not going to be as good as him. Mickey Mantle's just too good. Next up, David Price. Skip. And I mean, if you're going to do the whole thing like I did, do the whole thing. This card's awful. Not really SDS's fault. Entirely. There's not a lot of legends to pick from for the Rays. There's really not. He's not even a legend. He's still playing. So that's how bad it is. That's how dry they are for the Rays. They had to give him a card that literally is not even a legend. 90 hits per 9, simply. Plain input, guys, isn't good. He doesn't even have a high K per 9. His control is okay. It's actually pretty decent. The velocity and break is up there. But the 2 seam and the 4 seem in the same. Nah, just guys, it's a miss, man. It's a miss. Obviously, cards came out in TA2 that have higher hits per 9. I wouldn't use them, but if you're a Rays fan, you're hyped. Happy for you. Next up, John Olaru. Johnny Helmets. You know I love John Olaru. All-time Mets player. He's the Blue Jays TA. Not going to blow your socks off. His build doesn't usually translate well in the show, but I'll tell you what. We're looking at 121.96 versus righties, right? I think he should have been max contact versus righties. I don't know how he's not, but it's okay. He rakes. I like Johnny Helmets. Versus lefties, he's a little bit not too great, but I'm telling you, his power plays higher. He's got one of the fastest swings I've seen, and he's a 99 defender with 95 reaction at max, which isn't really that important, I'm going to be honest, at first base. It's really not, but, you know, you're not going to lose anything by using John Olaru, but he's definitely not the best card in the program. Still solid all the way around. I like John Olaru. So that's the AL East. Now moving on to the AL Central. This one's a little bit tougher. Bob Feller, 18 strikeout game. Well, this card's annoying because it's an 18 strikeout game, but he let up, I believe, he let up a bunch of runs in this game. He walked 5 people. I think he let up 7 hits. So if you look at it, he's 125 stamina and K per 9. K per 9 should mean something, but it doesn't. Everyone fouls the ball up anyway, regardless of being near the PCI. That's what we know. 98 hits per 9 is really low for this point in the year. 60 BB per 9 is awful. Control is 81, which isn't bad. I don't know how they managed to squeak that out, but he's got 99 velo and break with a really, really solid pitch mix and outlier for the fastball. So Is he the worst pitcher card in TA4? Absolutely not. Could he have been a lot better? Yeah, he absolutely could have been a lot better. Am I going to use Bob Feller? I'll probably give him a shot, but I don't think he's going to be that good. I don't think he's anywhere near top 5. There's too many guys out right now that are dominant, man. My problem with TA4, pitchers-wise, position players are great. So many options. My only criticism of TA4 is that the pitchers have a visible gap between the top 5 to 7 pitchers in the game and then these guys. It's too insurmountable. We're talking DeGrom has 124 hits per 9. Verlander's maxed. Felix is maxed. Guys that are like free, like Felix and DeGrom, like they're way better. Edward Cabrera is still better than half these guys, more than half these guys. But I digress. Point is, he's got a pitch mix. He's got outlier. Give him a shot, man. He might be funky, especially if you don't play it super competitively. Give Bob a shot. He's going to be funky. Definitely try him out. Can he hit a little bit? Not really. Now, the best first baseman offensively and statistically speaking in TA4, Frank Thomas. We're looking at a 125s card when he's maxed out entirely. 62 fielding as well with over 50 speed. We have a Frank Thomas with a bronze shield, which you don't even need. His common defending is usually just good enough, but Big Frank destroys baseballs. If you like his swing, if you can hit with Frank, you're going to get so much out of him. This card is bananas at the plate. Definitely a must cop. 1994 MVP Frank is a demon. Triple Crown Hal Newhouser. Weird card, right? So, per 9s aren't awful. They're actually not bad at all. The control is good. BB per 9 is whatever. Serviceable. Velo is 95, gets to 99. Break is the same deal. No outlier. Kind of readable. Very readable. I think this card had a little bit more potential than it was given, but give him a shot if you guys want to try him out. He's got big speed differentials, but I personally think, if you ask my honest feedback, I think this card's batting practice. I've heard people who used them in ranked already say the same thing. Try them out for yourself, guys. That's the most important way to figure out a card. Try them out for yourself. You can listen to me for a guide on who you should look at and try first, maybe, or like who I'm using. But really, at the end of the day, use who you want to use, guys, and try everybody out. Next up, Brett Saberhagen for a no-hitter card, man. He's just, he's got good hits per 9, but his pitch mix it leaves a lot to be desired. He's just got one fastball, and his velo's only a 76. It's a 95 fastball. And I don't know, man. Change up curve. He's got a Joe Random pitch mix. Card's just here. All-time Mets legend, but he's just here. Super readable windup too. One of the most easy to read windups in the game. Give him a shot if you want, but I really don't recommend it, man. There's so many better pitchers. The best pitcher in this program, or not in this program, well, maybe, but in this pack, is Walter Johnson. 110 career shutouts, all-time career record. It's just crazy. 125 stamina, 102 hits per 9, 120 K per 9, which is, I wish, the other way around. It would be actually pretty lit. Yeah, pretty busted. 100 BB per 9 and 96 control. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I believe his control mirrors Greg Maddox. He's got outlier 1 and 2, fastball and the sinker. The only thing I have a problem with this card is that there's no slider. I wish he had a slider. Just a curveball, changeup, fastball, sinker with a weird arm slot. They made it faster, guys. If you used Walter Johnson in 20, his windup's a little bit faster. It's not 2 spins anymore with his arm. It's just 1. Oh, excuse me. Ooh, his fastball gets up to 102. His sinker goes from like 94 to 98 range. That's what it seems when I used him. I used him against the computer. He can feel a little bit. He actually rakes too. This Walter Johnson card is really not that bad. Now that I'm looking at it, the hits per 9 is a little low, right? It's a little low. But double outlier is gonna really mess people up. Look at the controls on his pitches, guys. 99 on the first 2, 95 and 93, and the break is insane on the first 2 pitches too, and even on the curveball. This card was really well rounded. So we were hoping for Kirby. I still wish we got Kirby, but Walter is not a horrible person or a horrible pick. Maybe he was a horrible person. I have no idea, but he's not a horrible pick. Give him a shot. I definitely think he's the best pitcher out of all these guys, and then I think Bob Feller might be number 2. So yeah, give him a shot. That's for the Central, guys. That's my breakdown on that. AL West. Oh, by the way, I'm gonna go through how I did how I got TA done. I will get through that at the end. I'm gonna break the cards down first, and I'll tell you guys how I did it after. AL West. Let's start off with Craig Biggio. Solid, man. Gets over 120 contacts from parallel 5. Good enough powers. He can run. 85 speed gets to 90. He can play catcher, which is awesome. 3,000 hit club, dope. 88 fielding, so he's a diamond at second base when he's parallel 2. Yeah, he's not awful. A card like Craig and the Gary Sheffield, they do really well early on in the year. That's why they were great last year. But at this point, we have so many cards that do what they do, but a little bit better. Like Jackie Robinson, for example, would be a better version of this card. But, Craig is really, really solid, man. A great free option. If you love Craig Biggio, solid card. Nothing to say about this card. Nothing to complain about. Jim Edmonds, bench bat. Just doesn't hit lefties well enough. He's a 98 overall. Kills righties in a good way. Good fielding, but he's too slow for center. But the good news is he's a diamond everywhere he plays, no matter where he is or what parallel level. So I think they underrated his arm criminally compared to a couple years prior. But Jimmy E could play. I would think if you're going to use him, if you really want to, left field is a spot. I wish he had a first base secondary. He did play first base at some points in his career. He could get it. He didn't get it on this card. But, you know, Jimmy E. Jimmy E is Jimmy E, man. So pick him up if you want him. Another great card. My personal favorite first baseman from this drop is Jason Giambi, 99 MVP from 2000. Versus righties, he's 118, 125, 111, 80. Those are his numbers. I know 80 looks a little low, guys, but trust me, with his swing, 85 power and 1 max, plays a lot better than it looks. Trust me, Giambi's swing is money. 71 fielding, so he has a lot higher rating of a lot higher of a fielding rating than Frank. Not that's gonna make much of a difference, but it is a thing. 37 speed, so he is considerably slower, but Giambi rakes, man. I'm gonna use Giambi on the God Squad probably over Frank, but I will be debuting Frank Thomas in the TA4 build, like a best of the best cards, because I just have to give him the love. Frank's too highly rated not to. Giambi, I think, is a must cop. Easy, 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 easy. Julio Rodriguez for the Seattle Mariners. Is he a must cop? No, but is he really fun and solid? Yeah, Julio's great. Everything about this card is pretty cut and dry, man. You see great defense. The only thing I have a little bit of a problem with is that they call him a 5-tool player, but they keep giving him low speed, 67 speed. I guess the 72. So he's really much pigeonholed. He's pretty much just like a Diet Clemente, but a lot more power though. So that's not a fair comparison. He's a pretty solid card, man. He's well-rounded. He's well-rounded. Super Mario type build, just really good at everything, but not great at anything particular. Oh, his arm's a 97. He's got a freaking hose. Yeah, honestly, his powers are pretty good. They both get over 110. Yeah, honestly, Julio's a pretty solid card. I like Julio. Is he a must cop? No, but will you lose anything by starting him? Absolutely not. Solid card. Pudge, a sleeper pick in this program. Pudge Rodriguez, Ivan Rodriguez, 110, 119 contacts, 86, 88 pop. So he gets over 90 on both sides power. Max defense, obviously. And 72 speed, they get up to 77. He will fly. And his base running aggressiveness gets over 80, so he will be cutting the bases very well. Card is nuts. Things to note about this card. He has the quirk for catcher pop time, which I believe wasn't added at first, and they added it after, a little bit after the release launched. I think people noticed. He definitely needs that. Catcher pop time quirk is super good. I know his swing trips people up, but I promise he's a little bit better this year. He's a little short, so if you can't hit with short guys, it's going to be tough, but Pudge, he's got the numbers, man. Very slept on. Definitely a card I think you should, maybe not must, I think it's a must cop, but it's definitely a must try. Definitely got to try Pudge out. That's enough for the West. Now we're on to the NL. NL East is the first one up here. This is probably one of the weakest ones out there. Eddie Matthews. He's good versus righties, but not insanely good. And versus lefties, it's a travesty. 80 contact at this point is just, it's laughable. You can't do that. His other card, Eddie Matthews' other card, his low diamond has better numbers versus lefties. It's not good. Fielding is good. Gold at third base and gold at first at parallel 5, and his speed 54. Eddie's got a fantastic swing. He mashes righties. I recommend him as a pinch hitter versus righties if you really love his swing. Or if you just play a difficulty where PCI size doesn't matter, and then Eddie Matthews is going to rake free anyways. So there he is. There's Eddie. Gary Sheffield's back, and he can play shortstop now. 6 series, Gary Sheffield from the Marlins. Great offensive numbers all the way around. Fielding is a little bit, it leaves a little to the, be desired. He only gets up to a silver at right field, but his reaction is piss poor. His arm is really strong. Personally, I think this card's a third baseman at best, but a good one nonetheless. If people want to use him, nothing wrong with this card. He absolutely mashes. We know Gary. We love him. Very, very dope card to add. I hope you guys enjoy him if you use him. Tom Seaver strikeouts for 19 strikeout game. He's the Mets guy for TA4. I just don't like this build. I want them to drop a Tom Seaver card with high hits per 9. We need to just nix the K per 9 stat until it matters. 99 hits per 9 isn't where it needs to be, man. It's got it. That has to be at least 100 to start. It has to be. It has to be. It has to be. But his controls are honestly good. Velocity is not even that great. Break's only a 97. I don't know why they don't like Tom Seaver, man. They really don't like him. He's one of the best pitchers of all time, and they just don't give him really any great category. I don't know. They just don't love him. I don't know why they don't love him. But if we look at his controls, they're good but not great. And if you look at his break, they're all honestly really solid, but not even 99 on the slider. I don't know. I don't know why they don't like Tom Seaver. Tom's terrific like that, but Tom will be a guy I use in my rotation to try out for a little bit. I don't think he's going to be great. Honestly, I think that the best pitcher is going to be Bob Gibson, and we'll get to him. Next up, J-Roll. Oh, boy. Did they do this card dirty. Card hit 30 home runs that season and has 81 and 82 power. I think SDS makes some choices, creative decisions when they make cards. But this one, I think they were entirely just plain inaccurate and wrong. There's no way this card has 81 power versus righties. It needs to be at least a 95. At least a 95. If versus lefties, he's very, very doable. With that contact and the power, it's fine. But versus righties, if you're going to drop him the 93 contact, you have to give him at least 100 power versus righties. If this was 93, 100, 111, 82 versus lefties, it would be not great, but it would be serviceable. But this card is just wrong. 92 fielding, 93 speed, 94 arm. Everything's good there. We all know the defense is fine. They got to adjust this card, man. I've seen it online already from people, some content creators. They have to adjust it. It's just, I don't know what they did to it, but it's not right. It's just not right. If you're a Phillies fan, I'm sorry. Hope you have fun. Gary Carter for the Nationals, Expos, whatever you want to call him. 93, 93 versus righties. 102, 98 versus lefties. Not going to blow your socks off. Diamond fielding after parallel one and behind the dish, and he can play right. Obviously, he's a kind of a throwaway card. It's tough, man. Expos and Nationals don't really have a lot of people. So here we are with Gary Carter. All-time Mets legend, though, man. All-time Mets legend. NL East is done. We're on to the Central. Let's get to it now. We're on the NL Central. We got first up is Greg Maddox. Okay, so things to note. His control is honestly only a little bit. It's honestly similar to Walter Johnson's. I feel like it should have been a little bit better. But his hits per 9 is 100. That's kind of low, even for a Maddox card, especially because the other stuff isn't even that great. I think if there's anybody on this earth who can get 110 plus control, it would be Greg Maddox. I don't know why they don't really go for that. 66 velocity, which is insanely low. 99 break. The controls are great on his pitches. Very, very crazy. All of his pitches have 99 control. The ones that matter, except for the cutter, which I wish it had 99 control. But what are you going to do? Break. Nuts on the first 4 pitches. And really good on the curveball, too. So this card, and he's a diamond fielder. And Greg can swing it. We know Greg can swing it. So try out Greg Maddox. I definitely think he's a must cop just to try him out. Greg Maddox dots. Give him a shot. I think he's going to be a little bit of BP for me. I love hitting Greg, but that's just me. Give him a shot, though, man. Don't listen to me. I'm just some guy on the internet. Barry Larkin. One of the greatest juice treatments I've seen. His cards have never been really good at all. They gave him 100s versus righties, 100, 114 versus lefties with that little slappy swing. The 30-30 club season, 87 fielding, 91 speed. So this card is a great defender at shortstop where he only plays, and he's got great speed, and he matches. Definitely a big, big W. Barry Larkin finally got a great card. So try him out, man. A lot of shortstops, though. Paul Molitor, third baseman. He plays first, second, and center as well. He hits really well. I like Paul Molitor. I think his contacts are good enough. Obviously, his powers are low, but I think his swing makes up for it. And one side does get up to 84 versus lefties. I wish they gave him 75 versus righties. I think they could have juiced it, but I think this card's going to mash if you want to use him. Brewers fans, you know, Paul Molitor, demon. I think he's a hits machine, extra base hits machine, personally. That's just my opinion. Give him a shot if you like that kind of swing. Honus Wagner, one of the must cops and top options in TA4. Nuts card. We're talking over 120 contacts when max, over 90 powers. He's got diamond defense everywhere he plays this year when he's maxed out. 95 speed, everything. All of his speed categories get to 99 plus. Speed, steal, base running, aggressiveness when he is maxed out. He plays shortstop, first, second, third, and left field. This card is an absolute animal. You need to cop him. His versatility in itself is more than enough reason to get him on your team. And obviously his quirks are nuts too. He will be my starting shortstop for a little while, man. Absolutely will be my starting shortstop. And we'll figure out what we're going to do from there for the rest of the lineup. We have a lot of guys to try out, but Honus will be on my team no matter what. We love big Honus. He's too good. Next up, Bob Gibson, who I think has the potential to be the best pitcher in this program. Now, I wish they didn't juice him in the pitching clutch to 125. It took away from other stuff, but if you keep this in mind, he has higher hits per 9 than Tom Seaver, better control than him too, and obviously better velo. It's commemorating 13 shutouts in one season, 1968 season, which is nuts. 125 stamina, 107 hits per 9. That could have been higher, but it's not that big of a deal. You know, we'll get through it. I wish he got outlier, but 96 velo, no outlier, obviously. Fastball and the sinker have a nice differential. When he gets to max velo, he'll be pumping 99 to 100, which is nice to see. Slider, and look at the control. So the control is 99, 99, 95, all solid. And this control and the break on the slider is 99. His slider is nuts, and the sinker's good enough. He's actually a diamond fielder at parallel 1, and he can hit a little bit. So Bob, I think, is a must try for sure. Definitely pick him up. Definitely get Bob Gibson. And that's it for the Central. Last but not least, the NL West. Got some fun cards in the NL West here to deal with. Luis Gonzalez, 50 home run club, 2001 season. It's finally the card that we've been wanting. 114, 125 versus righties. 105, 118 versus lefties. An all-around offensive demon with a great leg kick swing. It's super fun to use. And good things to note. 78 fielding, 78 arm, 75 reaction. All that plus 5s. We're looking at a gold fielder, man. A solid gold fielder with 54 speed. Wish it got 55 because he'd be a 60. But 59 speed with 80 reaction. He's not... I wouldn't say... I would say he's average at best in left field, but he rakes. Will I use him in left? Probably not, but maybe as a pinch hitter. Really solid card. But you can use him, which is what's important. Really solid card. Vinnie Casia, the new legend they announced for the Rockies. 109 contacts, 111, 102 power, 80 fielding, 88 arm, 85 reaction, 51 speed, 7. He's got a shortstop secondary. He's a gold everywhere, parallel 5 card. Rakes. He's got a really, really good swing. I like Vinny. I think he's an you have to try him out if you haven't used him. Obviously, new legend. Gonna give him a shot. Vinny's dope. Think he's super cool. Next up, Duke Snyder for the Dodgers. Righty killer, lefty womp. Great swing though. Pretty eyes. You gotta just say it, guys. Got pretty eyes. Look at those eyes, man. Holy shit. 88 fielding. So he gets the diamond in center field. 85 reaction, but a 72 speed. So to me, it screams left fielder, man. I don't think this guy could play center, personally speaking. He's just too slow. But he's a really, really solid left fielder, and he rakes versus righties. I love his swing. I like Duke, man. I like Duke. He's always gonna get a lefty, the bad lefty treatment. He just didn't hit lefties well. Trevor Hoffman, closing pitcher. I don't really know this card or know why this card is a thing, but decent hits per 9, and he's got pretty good control. It's not even great control. It's pretty good. It's pretty solid control. Velo's low, breaks good. Now we look at the control on the pitches. They're all pretty solid for the top 3. A little weak on the slider and the curveball. Now pitch break is where we lose me. It's 99 in the circle change, but everything else is kind of underwhelming. Actually, big time underwhelming. His pitch breaks are pretty terrible. He had higher hits per 9 on his lower diamond card. I don't think Trevor Hoffman makes the pen on anyone's team, to be honest. But I can give it a shot. And Marco Luciano, oh boy. So this card got the Future Stars treatment, where it's like just eh. They called him like a top prospect 5-tool player, and he's pretty solid versus righties. 91 contact versus lefties is really low for this point. 82 fielding, not bad, but not great. And 70 speed. So he really doesn't do anything particularly great. He's a 98, true and true, man. So Marco Luciano, Giants fans, sorry to see it, man. Sucks, but not a horrible card, but definitely not the best. That is it, guys, for the TA cards, man. I went through all of them, broke it down for you. I'll do a ranking video at some other point soon, rather soon, actually. Things to know about the NL West. There was a bug where this one goes to 151, so you're gonna have to make sure you get 1 extra point. Everyone else is 150, so keep that in mind. I'm gonna go through my strategy for how I did this. I did the exchanges, guys. I farmed all the exchanges. That's pretty cut and dry, plain simple. I did the collections. That was the first 2 things I did, and then the rest of it was I did all the moments, right? Except for and I didn't do AL Central moments. I only did 2 because there was too many pitcher moments. I didn't want to do them. And then at that point, I just did showdowns. I just did a million showdowns. Now, a good way to do it, if you don't want to do showdowns, missions, things to note. There is a 20 total bases repeatable missions with flashback and legends from whatever division you're using. That is simple. You go against the Rockies on rookie, away, you play a cores, you stack your lineup, and you just farm on rookie. You just get 20 total bases as quick as possible. Quit, rinse, repeat. That's a good way to do it. 15 strikeouts also with flashbacks and legends is repeatable. That's an easy one too. On rookie, you get strikeouts like it's nothing. It's another one to keep in mind. And if you really, really, really want to just go slow with this, do repeatable missions, right? Plate appearances, and all this stuff in Conquest. Farm the Conquest. East Affinity Conquest is 45 points. If you go to it, it's kind of long. I personally think this is just too much, guys. I don't think it's worth it. If you ask me, I think if it was worth, oh, wait a minute. Okay, I see. It might actually be worth because the whole Conquest is 45 for both NL and AL East. That would be the way to do it if you're a casual player, guys. Go in with a team that gets missions done. Check the missions tab. Stack a team for it. Do the East. In the process, you'll farm packs. You'll get parallel progress. You'll get the missions done, and you'll get 45 points for the NL. Oh, excuse me. In NL East and the Central and West, respectively, same deal. So that would be the way I do that there. Now, last but not least, before we hop off, it's a 24-minute video. I am sorry. This is the new collection they dropped. Clayton Kershaw. It's more than Mookie. All this stuff. You gotta get Shohei and Jackie Robinson. This is the card, man. I have Kershaw. Now, I want to show you guys something. 107 hits per 9 for a collection reward card is not great. He doesn't even have that high of a K per 9. The stamina is only a 114. Velocity is a 90. Control, BB, it's a whatever, man. He's got a sinker, but if you look at the control on the pitches, it's okay. And the breaks are solid on the first 3. This card does not scream collection reward, man. Everyone's supposed to clamor for them. Jackie was a demon. Mo was a must-have. Mookie, everyone was crying about wanting to get Mookie, but he was too hard. I ain't heard no one talk about this Kershaw yet being too hard to get or anyone wanting him because he's just not a collection reward. If you're going to drop a Clayton Kershaw, when all these cards are out, like these milestone no-hitter cards, drop a no-hitter Clayton Kershaw for his no-hitter where he had 15 strikeouts, 0 walks, and no hits. The only reason why it wasn't a perfect game is because Hanley made an error. Gotta drop that card. Why a 6 series? The milestone would have been way better. I don't know. A lot of questions. I don't. That's a big head scratcher, man. But I'll just show you one more thing before I dip for that Kershaw. If you go to the card, this is actually going to be the team. Where is it? Over here that we're going to use in ranked. We'll put him in for a split second, but we'll compare him to where's Big Walter. Oh, is he in? Oh shit! Hold on. So I'll put Tom back in. Here's Walter Johnson, and here's the collection reward Clayton Kershaw. Guys, one's free. You get him in 2 seconds, and one is a collection reward. It shouldn't even be close. This is egregious, man. I don't even understand why this is a collection reward. I think they're trying to. Okay, here's my conspiracy. I think they're trying to trick people into using worse pitchers so people can actually hit more. And what I mean by that is this: they announced them on stream and they're like, "Oh, Kershaw, it's the Kershaw from MLB 19, the one that no one could hit." That was a totally different game. Kershaw does not translate well into this game. It didn't even translate good last year either. They had a problem where they dropped these no-hitter cards like Leiter and Paxton way too early, and then they tried to buff the All-Star game pitchers to max, so Peralta and Lance Lynn are nuts. Then they tried buffing DeGrom and Shohei, all these guys to make them even, but now they're trying to backtrack because hitting is too hard for the casual. There's no way you can hype up this Kershaw card. He's just not that great. But that's just my thought process on it, guys. That's just how I feel. But nonetheless, I broke down TA. If you guys have any questions, comment down below. I'll give you my thoughts. Thank you for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope I can, help you out here and give you some light on how to do this and who the ones to look out for are. And I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day, man. Like I said, thanks for watching. I'm out.